we are excited to again offer STEAM kits. This time, it's a fall-themed STEAM kit. This kit will allow you to build a freestanding tree with leaves, and you can experiment with how to build the branches so that your tree stays upright without falling over. So to make this kit, you will need this bag of things from the library, and you can pick this up at any of our 14 branches during opening hours. To make sure you know what opening hours are, you can head to our website, kawarthalakeslibrary.ca/COVID-19. You'll also need a few other things from your home. You'll need some glue, scissors, a pencil, a spoon, and some water. Now I'll show you what's in the kits just in case you can't come to the library to pick it up. You can probably still do this from home with most of the items. So our kit will have the instructions. We'll also have a leaf template, some coffee filters, a washable marker. Now please keep in mind it does need to be washable to make this work. You'll get some Play-Doh, and finally 2 different sizes of popsicle sticks. Now there should be 10 each, but it doesn't really matter how many you have. You can have as many or little as you'd like. So let's get started. I'm gonna pull out our instructions and get to work. The first thing we need to do is grab our coffee filters and our leaf template. I'm going to cut the leaves out of the template. You can do as many or few as you'd like. I'm just gonna do this one simple one for now, just to give you an idea. Now the great thing about STEAM kits is that you can make whatever you'd like. You don't have to copy what I'm doing. In fact, we encourage you to make this your very own. So it involves experimenting and trying to see what works. And if something doesn't work the first time, that's okay. So there is my leaf. Now I'm going to trace it on a coffee filter. Again, you can do as many of these as you'd like. I'm just gonna do the one for now. But I'll show you a trick for how I can turn my one into 2. So there's my leaf. Now I'm actually going to pair this one with this coffee filter to make 2. So I'll quickly cut this out. There we go. I've turned my one leaf into 2 leaves. Now there's lots of coffee filter left, so you can make more leaves, and you can make different kinds of leaves with your leaf template too. Now I would suggest getting a plate or some paper maybe to go underneath this, just so we don't make too much of a mess wherever you're creating your tree. So now I'm just gonna design my leaf. Now I would suggest leaving some white space, and you'll see why in a moment. I'm just gonna design my leaf. I've got some polka dots. Again, making sure this is a washable marker. Okay. And you can use different colors too. We just provide one color in your kit, but feel free to use any washable markers that you might have at home. So there are my leaves. Now I'm gonna do this in this little basket, just so I don't make a mess. Now I'm gonna grab my spoon and my water, and I'm going to gently and lightly sprinkle some water on these. You want the coffee filters to be wet, but not soaking. Okay. Do a little bit more on this one here. So you can kind of see my leaves there. Now I'm noticing something happening with the colors and maybe where they're moving. So these will have to be left for a couple of hours to dry. If it's sunny out, you might put them in a sunny spot and they'll dry a little bit faster. Okay, so let's put these aside for now and get to making our tree. So to do this, we'll need our popsicle sticks and our Play-Doh. Now this is where the experimenting really comes into play. You will have to figure out how to build the tree so that it stays up and looks like a tree. Just getting my Play-Doh out here. So some things to consider: how many popsicle sticks are you going to use? And what size will work best in different spots? So I'm just gonna start with mine, and I'm just experimenting here too. I'm not sure what's going to work here. Maybe I'll create my base. So that looks good so far. It's staying up. Might add some more Play-Doh to this side. And add some branches. So far, so good. What do you think might happen if I add another branch up here? Do you think it's gonna stay? Oh, there she goes. So, I learned that putting this one big branch up higher didn't work for my tree. Now that could be because of a lot of things. Maybe my base was too small. Maybe I used too big of a popsicle stick. I should have used a smaller one. All sorts of reasons. So I'm gonna build it just a little bit smaller. And I would love to see you experiment with different ways to build it. That's how you can steam this up. So maybe experiment with different ways to build your tree. Maybe what happens if you use more or less Play-Doh in certain places, if you use different kinds of sticks, all sorts of things. So I'm happy with my tree looking just like this for now, just to keep it simple. And you can build as many of these trees as you'd like if you have more Play-Doh at home too. So at this point, I would put the dried leaves on my tree. Mine are still a little bit wet, but you can use your glue and you can glue them just to the branches of your tree. And you have built a fall freestanding tree. Now, some other ways you can steam up this activity: you could try experimenting with adding more or less water to your leaves. You could try using different markers. Are there certain markers or colors that might move through the filter better? What if you created your tree with a different base? So I just used my one popsicle stick here. What if I used 3? What if I used 5? I don't know what's going to happen with that. Also try experimenting with moving the branches in different locations. So I just done mine 3 here. What if I only use 2? Or what if I use 10? How might I build that tree differently? We hope you enjoy your fall STEAM kits. Don't forget to pick yours up from any of our library branches, and we hope you enjoy making this at home.